Yo, what's up YouTube? Before we start, make sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe if you're new. If you haven't yet, make sure to follow us on Team Eyeland on IG. There's a lot of great content on that page and I'm always active, so if you have any questions, be sure to DM me. Today's video, we'll be talking about different press techniques. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for this one, so this one's for y'all. So make sure you drop a like, make sure you share this with everybody you know, grandmas, brothers, sisters, coaches, everybody you know. Let them know that Team Eyeland's where it's at. Let's get right into the video. Today we're going to talk about different press technique and when is the appropriate time to use it, right? We can't use soft press technique where the offense need about a short yard to get the first down, right? We need to be aggressive, make sure we get hands on the receiver and disrupt the timing of the route. Now we can't use hard press coverage when the offense need 10 yards, 15 yards to get the first down, right? So at that point, you shouldn't be pressing if it's 10 yards off, right? So let's use our technique the right way, the right time, so we'll be able to be in better position to make more plays. All right, so now we're gonna categorize different press technique by hard press and soft press. So right now I'm gonna talk about hard press, right? Hard press, you're gonna protect your leverage, right? So I'm protecting my inside leverage. I'm trying to get as close as possible to the receiver, right? And I'm holding my ground and I wanna get hands on, very important. I wanna get hands on the receiver. So right now, a technique where I'm gonna explain right now is shock and control, right? So I'm here. My first movement, as soon as the receiver moves, boom, it's a quick shock. And then you bring it back down, right? And then he gives us a release, boom, and then control. So it's called shock and control, right? Very important. As soon as he moves, you shoot that hand. And it's the outside arm, all right? Outside arm and bring it back down. It's a quick jab, all right? So now, if you're going against a receiver that likes to dance a lot and do all that nonsense, as soon as he moves, boom, shock him right there. So now he's like, oh damn. You know what I'm saying? Caught him off guard. Now he's got to get into his release now because he doesn't have much time in his release anymore. All right. Next one. We're gonna talk about a press step, right? Still protecting my leverage, right? This is a little bit more patient, but you're reading, but taking that step. As soon as you move, take a nice little step, and now you're reading, and then you can get your hand on it, right? Very important. When we're taking this press step, you want to take it towards your leverage. You don't want to go out here away from your leverage. Take it towards your leverage and keep it right underneath you. Nice little step right here. Boom. Give us a move. Reading. Boom. All right. As you can see, I'm not giving as much ground in those two releases. It's called hard press for a reason. We want to disrupt the timing of the route and mess up the QB's timing too. Next one is a two-hand jam. You got to be smart with this, right? You want to use it when you have help over top, just in case you miss, right? This is a very aggressive press technique. Just in case you miss, you have help over top, right? So remember your leverage, right? So for instance, we got two-man under, right? So we got two safeties over top. We could be aggressive in the jam and use a two-hand. But remember to bring your feet with you. Don't just lunge, right? Bring your feet with you and then react. Now, if it's cover two press, remember your leverage. Line up outside leverage, force him inside. This is another time where you can use a two-hand jam. Bring your feet with him and then get to your drop. Now, when we're doing this technique, don't just do it because you want to get revenge of the guy. He beat you deep and now you're upset and you want to... Nah, let's be smart, all right? The right timing, the right play call will come where you can use that technique, all right? So be smart with this. All right, I forgot to tell you about this. When it's two-hand jam, right? A lot of time, you guys, when you're doing a two-hand jam, you're lining up like this. The receiver knows you better do something aggressive on him, right? So let's disguise it a little bit. You line up a little bit, maybe a little bit further back, right? On the cadence, then you can get into it, right? But don't sit here like this. He's getting ready in his stance and you're like this. He knows, now he's planning how to get out this release, right? So if a receiver, a lot of times is looking at the ball, right? Inside for the ball. So you hear line up like this. He's looking inside for the ball, then you can switch it right here. So as soon as he moves, boom, right there, right? And make sure you bring your body with you. Don't just lunge. Very important, all right? Free game right there. Now we're gonna talk about soft press technique. So now this is a technique you can give ground. You don't necessarily have to get hands on the receiver, but you still wanna match his release, right? You still want to protect your leverage by doing this. So the first one we're going to talk about is motor mirror, right? So motor mirror, you don't need to be really close, right? You can line up a little bit back, about a yard, maybe a yard and a half at most, right? And as soon as the receiver moves, you're giving ground. You're giving a lot of ground. Not crazy ground, but you're giving ground, and then that you're buying more time to read the release of the receiver, right? So I'm here, he goes, boom, and I'm matching. So we go from a motor technique to a mirror, so we mirroring his release, and then we add the kick step if he goes wide, right? To give us a release outside or inside, we add the kick step. So now we're gonna talk about the inch back technique. Now it's similar to motor mirror, but you're not giving as much ground. So this is a technique that's kind of in between soft press and hard press, right? Because you still can strike the receiver and you're still in striking distance as you're giving ground. So I'm here, as soon as he moves, boom, I'm taking little steps, boom, and I can strike. If you look, I'm not lunging to strike, right? I'm just putting my hand there, I have the weight under me, everything's under me. I'm just putting my hand to strike. So make sure you don't lunge forward to strike. All right, so keep everything underneath you. Biggest thing is we're inching back, protecting our leverage. And then we strike it, all right? So next one we're gonna talk about is bell technique. I made a video about bell technique, so make sure you check that video out. I'll put it in the description or it'll pop up in the playing card. So right here, very important, bell technique, quick. We are taking care of the deep routes, right? Our main responsibility is taking care of the deep route. Anything short, we're gonna react a little bit late, all right? So now, you can line up a little bit further back, right? You don't need to be all the way up close because we're bailing. We're trying to get a head start for the fade, right? So I'm a little bit back, playing outside, head up to outside leverage, all right? So as soon as he moves, boom, giving ground, right? Make sure he doesn't get to your blind spot right away. Very important. We have to take care of that. So as soon as we open up, we're on the outside shoulder of the receiver. Very important. So as we're running, we're reading him. We're getting distance where we're able to see the quarterback and see him in our periphery. Now, if he gets close to us, we got to get back on him and be on top of the receiver. All right, so that means we have to turn and run and really get there. So now, I'm going to explain when to use hard press and when to use soft press. Hard press. Certain situations, right? So 3rd and 2, you know, they need about 2-3 yards to get the first down, or goal line situation where we're not giving ground, right? We want to disrupt the timing. That's when we want to use hard press. So we got to really be as close as possible we can without being offsides, right? To the receiver and really hold our ground. But remember your technique. Always move your feet before your hands, all right? Now soft press. 1st and 10, you know, they need some yards to get the first down. Usually if it's 3rd and 10, you probably won't be pressed, right? But just in case you're pressed or anything and they need a lot of yards to get the first down is when you want to use this technique. Or the bell technique, for instance, if a team likes to do a lot of fades, right? Throw a lot of fade balls, that's where you want to use bell technique if your coach lets you, right? Don't just go out there doing bell technique on your own. Make sure it fits the call of the coverage, right? So if you got cover 3, yeah, you can do a cover 3 bail, right? Or if your coach is like, hey, bail right now because he's expecting the fade, then you could do that too. So now, that's a few different types of press technique, right? We had hard press, soft press. We explained when to use it and when not to use it. Now, you got all this different technique. Now mix it together, right? Now, if you're a guy that inch back a lot, still do inch back and get into a position where you can strike him, right? So you catch him off guard. Now, if you're a hard press guy, mix in a motor mirror, soft press sometimes. If they always expect you to do some type of hard press, throw it off, right? Throw the receiver off, catch him off guard, mix and match these releases, this technique, and then add it to your arsenal. That's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, before I forget, I got to tell y'all, unfortunately, it's my last week here in the DMV. I am going to the West Coast. Team Eyeland's coming to the West Coast. So if you're in the West Coast, Arizona specifically, holla at your boy. Let's get some work in. But I'll be back here in the DMV, you know, occasionally come here, get some work in too. So if you want to get some work, let me know. I'll make the trip. But If you're in Arizona, comment below where. Make sure you follow us on IG. DM me, and let's get this thing going. All right? Appreciate everybody who's helped me out throughout the process down here in DMV. Can't do this without y'all. Really appreciate it. And now, let's take it to the West Coast. Catch you on the next one. Peace.